So I had a video out earlier showing this fence line that I put in to keep the goats and the bulls on the north side of this paddock, and this south side grew up. Now that was, I think it was April 8th that I did that, maybe the 9th. And you can see there is a lot of forage that's screwed up in here. And I turned the bulls in yesterday. It took me a little while to get them in here. I got this section of fence still in. I've got to get a jumper wire run across the ground over to this other side to make this side here hot. I'll lay a piece of conduit down on the ground there and tie it off to the bottom of those posts, run the wire through it. But anyway, I've got, as you can see, I've got this cross fence down through here. It's 3 wires, again, to keep the goats out from this side. We're going to build 4 paddocks in here. You can see that T-post up there. That'll be the next area I build a gate opening. I think that paddock will be a little bit smaller in size than this one over here. But then, of course, this one over here has less grass that grows up along that fence and tree line over there. I've worked over the years seeding and reseeding that area. I even actually fertilized it a couple of times, and it's, I guess the roots from the trees keeps that ground pretty dry and hard, so the grass doesn't take off and grow over there. But down here in this bottom, you can sure see how it's growing. But you can also see how the goats, they were in here 3 weeks by themselves, because I had the bulls over grazing in paddock 1 and then the barn lot, 2 sides of the barn lot. So they were out of here. But you can see these goats, they ate this grass down in here, kept it trimmed, but they have yet to go over here into this paddock that I opened up yet. I have decided that that electric fence is not something they want to test. Now, that's a good thing, because I want to be able to rotate my goats through the farm. And if they will respect 3 wires, then I think that's a very good first step. So what I'm going to do sometime this year still is, and I'll turn over here so you can see it. On the north side of this paddock, past that little pond that the bull is standing in, is a wooded lot. It's about 6 acres, I guess, in there. It's got woven wire on 2 sides of it, and I've got a single strand electric fence on the back side up there. I'm going to move that down towards the woods just a little bit and run 3 wires through there. And I'm going to use the timeless posts with high tensile wire and come back over to the corner over here where the pin is up there. And then I'm going to put a small gate in this woven wire fence where those goats can run in and out and let them go in there and eat that brush down. I think there's at least 2-3 years worth of forage in there for them, and they'll get it cleaned up, and by then they'll be used to an electric fence, and I can start rotating them, or at least some of them, with my cattle herd. As you can see, Buster is standing in my spring-fed pond. So I'm going to run an electric fence from there to this tree right here, and then I'm going to run that wire over to the other side over there, and I'll tie it into the fence, and I'm going to make a 5th paddock in here, and then I'm going to jump off of that tree corner and come over here, and I'm going to put an electric fence around this pond. It'll keep the cattle out of it. The goats I don't worry about. I'm just going to put a single strand wire around it. You can see I got a bunch of little frogs in here, and I'll leave the cattle a spot over there to drink from, and I'm not real sure where I'm going to do it at. I probably won't do it on the spillway. I'll probably come up here on this corner and bring the wire across to the other side and leave them a little spot to get down there. I'm going to haul some gravel in there and give them a gravel approach. That might be a hard place to keep the gravel in there, but we're going to see. There's a lot of runoff that comes down through that woods, as you can see. Let's walk up here and see how that spring is doing. Ferdinand, good morning, sir. How are you? This is a piece of pipe that was stuck in that ground up there where the spring was, and I'm going to guess that my grandfather or great-grandfather put that piece of pipe in there, and they had it piped into a water trough, which is the remnants of is right here. And they used to feed the cattle out of that. They'd bring an old Model A that had the cab cut off of it and body off of it, and actually you can see right there, there's a bulkhead from that water tank, concrete water tank. So anyway, it looks like it's still running some water even though it's dry. And I think what I'm going to do is end up taking a piece of pipe, open this ditch up, put a piece of PVC pipe in the ground, pipe it down here, and put a water tank in and let the cattle drink out of that water tank. And I'll just leave that pond there until it silts in, and we'll clean it out again. And this is the very first spot where the goats were brought in, and as you can see, they pretty well ate down all the brush that's in here, and we've got grass actually growing back in here, and a much improved area. It's a good shady spot. Might call it a savanna. Got some thistles here. Got one there, and I got one right there. Goats don't really eat those. I wish they would. But I just bend them over and cut them off down at the root level, and generally that at least suppresses them. A lot of times I'll spray them. So anyway, I thought I would at least tell you what's going on here. And I hope you liked my video. We keep trying to improve anywhere we can.